Hola, ¿cómo estás? Welcome. I am Tina Ballet. Let's see. Check one, check two. All right. And we are live. Hi, how are you? What a wonderful day. Okay, so what's up with you? What's up with you? Like, are you getting into these books or not? Yay or nay? Like, for me, as for me, that's where you can find me up in a book. Okay. I am continuously swooning over here. Um, the previous live stream, which was only like what, a, I don't know, a couple of days ago, maybe, not even. Sunday, maybe. Okay. I was thinking about reading Hunger Games. The Hunger Games. I had heard that it was a show and there were quite a few people into the show. I didn't get into the show. I would get the show mixed up with Game of, Game of Thrones. I think it's called Game of Thrones. So Hunger Game, Game of Thrones, game. So I thought I would get those two mixed up. So if I heard somebody speaking about Hunger Games, I thought they were talking about Game of Thrones, and vice versa. I thought they were like one and the same or something like that. Okay, so I didn't watch the show. I didn't know anything about it. I have since joined a book club, and the book on the table for that club at the moment is Hunger Games. Um, and I kind of teetered. I was like, I don't know if I was gonna read it because I had some other books. Um, I had some other books that I was reading already, and I thought maybe I'd push that book back to like next calendar year, which doesn't make sense, but that's what I was thinking at that time. So I got the book, downloaded it, and did my best to participate in the club, participated in the club, but I'm furthering my acclimation to the club, to the book clubs, figuring out the ins and outs, if you will, the buttons and the functions, and and then incorporating the club with reading. Um, I'm getting acclimated to that. I brought out my index cards and my pen to further assist in the acclimation of combining reading with a in attendance with a book club. So that's what's been happening um, since you last heard me. On the community tab, I have shared some milestones, goals, and achievements. So check out the community tab that we've created. Give yourselves a round of applause. 500 subscribers plus. Yay! And the gift to us is a community tab so that we can further communicate. So I've set some posts there and some book recommendations and up to date progress and successes. And reading is a priority of mine at the moment, and I am delightful in it. I'm getting ready to. I just downloaded um, yesterday. I just downloaded my book for my book club for November, um, and I'm going ahead and getting ready for that book read. I hadn't started that one yet. Um, I'm gonna re-look at the schedule for that book. I know it starts in November. Yeah, I gotta look at the calendar so that I can make sure. I know I did. So that's what I told you guys I was gonna be doing is scheduling my reads. So what it looks like is that the book clubs have schedules. So to participate in those clubs like I would like to engage in those clubs with the books, I am scheduling those books in. I'm also bringing my own books along and reading my books so that my books get read as well. So far, book club books get read first. Not well, they get finished first. They have precedence. Okay, they have priority. Like my books are priority. My timeline on my books are expanded though, and the book club books have shorter delivery dates on them. So that's why I'm making sure I'm scheduling them and reading the books and so that I can participate during those dates allotted for that book to engage in the presence. So that's what it's looking like, and it's looking good. It's looking good. I'm liking it. I'm liking it so much. Uh, um, yeah, I'm liking it. I do see the books that are on my bookshelf. I don't know. I don't know. Like when it comes to my bookshelf, I would like to have it cleared, but I feel like I'm putting some pressure on me, seeing that it's not the end of the year and I do have some time on that. So I'm figuring out how to alleviate that, let that go, let that pressure go. Um, because I do have like a couple of books. Like I thought I was down to two books on my shelf, and then I found out that one of the books is like a trilogy plus another one. So it's like the one book I thought was one book is four books. So I mean, it's no thing. It's no thing. Like I just read three books yesterday. Like, like get over it. Like let it go. Like this is easy. It's nothing. Forget about it. Like just do it. Just continue to read it. Like some books, if you're hesitant about reading, like really just jump in because some books I'm seeing are, I likened it to like, some books are like, I said wormholes. Some books are like wormholes. Like, you just, some books are speedier than others. And you don't know which book that is till you start reading it. And that's what I'm noticing in my book experience. Like the book that I was gonna hold off on, I've read it in like, I've read that plus two other books in less than 24 hours, which is like the, and then there's the other book I've been reading on for months. So some books are faster paced than other books, and yeah, you find out which one that is by reading it. And I'm glad I'm reading more than one book at a time because uh, I get to see that within the same timeline versus reading one book at a time, this book at a time, this book, like in sequential order. I'm like, I don't know if you get to see it that way. I guess you do. I guess you do in a sense. But you it you won't get to see it as quickly. Like if I was to just read the HP Lovecraft book and hold off on the Hunger Games, I wouldn't know that the Hunger Games series was fast paced till I finished HP Lovecraft, which I don't know when that's gonna be. But because I read it at the same time, it was like pew, pew. I got to see it side by side, and I read the series before I finished HP Lovecraft, so I got to see that some books are speedier uh, than others. Because I was saying with the HP Lovecraft book, just for example, because I did bring it up, I was saying that it was taking me longer. It is a bigger book. Um, 9, it actually, with the 3 books together, they are all, they're about the same. If not, I think Hunger Games might be bigger than the H.P. Lovecraft, but I have been stopping and pausing. Like some books you have to stop and pause. You have to put the book down and relax and relate and release and then come back to the book. And some books you can read straight through, and I'm like, okay, this is wonderful. Like with the Hunger Games, I thought it was gonna go a different way. I was just like, you really just gotta read it and see what the end gonna be, because I thought it was gonna be something else. I thought the book was gonna go a different way, but um, at the end of the first book, I was ready to read the second book because I wanted to know how it was gonna go. I was like, okay, and what's next? And what's next? What's the next prize? So I went and read the second book, and then when the second book ended, and I was like, okay, and what's next? I was like, what's next? I was like, give me some more. Like, thank you. Seconds and thirds, please. So, how it's written. And then when I got to like the third book, I was like, are you going to recap? I was like, you, I kind of was ready for a recap. But the way it's written, it's like written like one big book cut up into 3 pieces. And that's like how the one um Queen of Hearts trilogy by Colleen Oakes is. Her trilogy is written like a one big book cut up into 3 pieces. So that's how the Hunger Game is, and it's like no recaps in the book. It's like a bit of remembrance, remembering going on. Just no recaps, and so it really flows into the next scene very easily. It's really great like that. So it doesn't fill the book up with recaps. It's really giving you a second feeling, seconds, second proportions, and third proportions. So, and it's really a page turner. Um, it's really a page turner. Uh, from book 1 to book book 2 for sure, not book 3. Um, we're not here to talk about book 3. We're not here to talk about book 3. I just wanted to let you guys know that uh, some books are more so page turners than others. Like they're like, if you were hesitant about picking up a book or starting to read or enjoying a book that you have on standby for that special moment that you waiting on the right time to read because you think you don't have that time, like you I mean, 10 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day. Start off 10 minutes a day reading, and so that you can get acclimated to the uh, those small accomplishments of, hey, I did read today. And then you really just set a timer and see, wow, I read 10 minutes. And then maybe you have time to read a page. But really just set those 10-minute timers to get started. Hey, how are you? Hey, friend, I'm looking at you. I connected with you on the books. What book are you reading right now? I am reading right now. Because I just wrapped up my October. I love seeing how you can wrap up your month and see the books that you read and have those little, what do you call those, like clip arts, and do like a scrapbook post with them. I like that. I just did that. So the books I'm reading at this moment is H.P. Lovecraft, Howard Phillips, Lovecraft, Tales, Major Works, uh, The Paper Magician, and that trilogy. I haven't started the whole trilogy. I'm right now. I'm on The Paper Magician. Um, Harry Potter and the Half Blood Prince. Um, Get a Life, Chloe Brown. And Reckless. Reckless by Lauren, Robert Lauren Roberts. So yeah, let's see. Get Alive, Chloe Brown. What else I said? H.P. Lovecraft. Reckless. At the moment, I'm focused on H.P. Lovecraft. Um, to eat that book down. I'm trying to eat that book down. Uh, I've been reading that book for a while. Let's see. Not H.P. Lovecraft. The Paper Magician. I think that's it. H.P. Lovecraft and The Paper Magician. Those are the two books that are on my bookshelf. And I keep saying two books, but I found out that The Paper Magician is a series. And I will be reading the rest of the series. When I did see The Paper Magician and I did see the other titles, I was like, okay. But I thought they were separate books. But now knowing that they're series, I'm going to go ahead and read the series because the book that I have has the Paper Magician, the Glass Magician, uh, and the Master Magician all in one book. And then there's the Plastic Magician. I had to get that book separately. So yeah, my book came with the whole trilogy. So that's why I thought it was one book. But yeah. Um, Get a Life, Chloe Brown is a book club book along with Reckless. That's the same book club. I do have information in the description box for the book clubs. Um, Get a Life, Chloe Brown, Reckless. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I down to 4 books? Why do I feel like I have more? Because of the paper magician, maybe? Oh, Harry Potter. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Harry Potter, H.P. Lovecraft, Reckless, The Paper Magician. I think that's it. And then I'll be in November. I'll be reading the net the next best fling. That's the November book club pick. The next best fling. So yeah, I don't know. I, I might read something before I start back reading H.P. Lovecraft, because that feeling of just reading it to get through it, I I'm like at the that's that that meter is full, and then like I'm like it's taking me out of the book. So like I'm not reading it to read it. Like it is interesting now. It's interesting. Like I'm reading this book and it's like my eyeballs is like wide open, like stretched. Like I'm just like looking like whoa. It reads like a radio show to me. And yeah, so I might take a break from that book uh today, at least earlier. I might read something before I read that. So I might go back to Get a Life, Chloe Brown. That is a fun book. There are serious I kind of want to say like serious daily situations in it that the characters go through, or yeah, the character, but it's humorous. It's humorous. I find myself chuckling like because of the characters' actions or like responses. Their responses. Chloe is humorous and cute, and I'm liking that book. So I might read that before I go back to HP at Lovecraft, because I would like to enjoy the reading. So yeah, Get a Life, Chloe Brown is a book that I'm enjoying, and H.P. Lovecraft is a book that I'm enjoying too. But because because I read it. I like read it while I was reading the Hunger Games. Like if I wasn't reading the Hunger Games, I was reading H.P. Lovecraft. And like I said, I got to the point where I was reading it like that was my goal to get through it. But I'm like, nah, just take a break from it. Like I said, like some books you gotta sit down and let them chill, let them simmer for a while. Like I guess my eyes are like, look, I need a break from being wide open because H.P. Lovecraft got the eyeballs wide open. Like what? You showing me a lot, sir. Thank you. Like my my eyeballs was like, can we blink, please? Like, can we blink, please? So I gotta sit that book down and blink. hmm And there are some other books that I would like to get to. I just feel like I got some books I would like to get to it. Like, how do you do it? Like, I hadn't even started. I mean, if you want to count H.P. Lovecraft as a spooky book, then I guess I'm right on time. um, yeah, Hunger Games. I mean, you could. I guess you could put Hunger Games up there with spooky books too. But like, I haven't read any of the books that I have shared on the community tabs that were recommended for the spooky season for October. However, I have done my very, very best to read and complete the books that I have read and completed for the month of October. Like, woo! Hand clap. Like, hand clap. I really, for some reason, October felt like a struggle to, it felt like I was struggling reading, like, reading these books. And I think it's because these books are bigger. And I did say that last month. I was like, okay, I've read the shorter books, and now I'm about to read the longer books. And that's what it felt like. It felt like I was reading longer books. So I'm like, um, looking to see how to break these books down to feel like smaller books, even though they're bigger books. Because I see that's really all it is just breaking it down like it's a smaller book. Because these bigger books, they're like maybe, I don't know, two to three, maybe four books combined. They're how I mean, compared to the short books that I've read in previous months. And like I said, I did know that. That's how I set up my reading list. I was like, okay, let me read all these shorter books, and then I grouped the bigger books together. So I mean that's what was on my list. That's how I separated them. Um, and I got through a lot of big books this month. They've taken me a few months to get through. Like I finished the Eat for Your Blood type book. I did stop reading that, and I thought that I was just going to use it for a reference book, but I picked it up and continued reading it. I figured I'd complete reading it and then use it as read it and use it as a reference book. So yeah, that got done this month, and I like how these applications show you all of that info. Like, I didn't know that. I mean, like how it's laid out. I like how it's laid out, and you can see your accomplishments for the month. And I'm looking back, and I'm like, I read more books, and I'm trying to read that many books or more, but I guess it didn't happen because the books were bigger. The books were longer this month. But yeah, because a smaller book, has gotten read in three small books can get read in 24 hours. Like, especially if it's a page turner, like it's going down. Like, that book is getting read. I did do the 10-minute a day, like earlier this month. 10 minutes a day per book. And then I will go back and read one or two books that I was most interested in, like Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I would read more of that. I would read more of H.P. Lovecraft. I would read more of Reckless. So yeah, that's how I was reading my books earlier this month. And then for the end of the month, I would read, and then I would look at my stats. I would read, look at my stats. And I'm looking at my stats like how can I get my stats better? Like, but so yeah, I've been working on improving my stats. But I mean, can it? I mean, I don't know. I mean, what I saw with that was um when you're interested in a book, read it. Don't put it off. Like, I like, it's really no need to put it off. It's like watching TV and changing the channel. Like, I mean, during commercial breaks, you set a book down, and you pick another book up, and you and you read it. Like, that's I'm finding that to be fun. Um, I'm finding that to be fun, like reading multiple books, and then finishing the book that I started before I finished my other book. Like, it's nothing. Like, just read it. And I'm finding that to be so fun to uh, enjoy a book in the moment. And that's what I did. I did with Hunger Games. I enjoyed that book in the moment. I allowed myself to enjoy that series in the moment. And that's so fun. It's so fun. It's so fun. It's you get to see what happens next with the book and the characters. And I did start the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I did start that one because what is that? It looked like it said book 0, so I guess that's the prequel. I did start it, and it was saying something. But it actually seemed more modern or more like I want to say advanced than the previous books. Because I guess, okay, when I think about it, the books were, the times were advanced, but the people were desolate. So when I started the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, these characters had, whereas the previous books the characters didn't have, but some characters did have. So my brain is like taking note of that, like trying to figure it out, like how I just did. Like, okay, is this a modern time? Like, where's the time fitting? But it did say book 0, so I'm guessing this is a prequel book before the Hunger Games. But yeah, before the Hunger Games book. So yeah, my brain is like trying to piece it before the first one. And then I was like, okay, look, I do not have to read this book right now. I'm gonna stop reading this one and come back to it at a later date, perhaps. But yeah, I did enjoy the first 3 books, and I mean, they went by so fast. If you're interested in reading the Hunger Games, read them and see for yourself how fast it goes. Like this. Like I'm telling you. I mean, you got time to join the book club because I read them things so fast. Okay, so the book club is only book 1. And I started with book 1, but I wanted to see what had happened next. So I went to book 2 and book 3, and I just had a ball right then and there in the moment. Let me know what that book is for you, where you enjoyed it in the moment. Whether it be 10 minutes of it, a page of it, a chapter of it, the whole book, nothing but the book, so help me. Let me know when. Let me know that book title, and let me know that feeling. Like, just enjoy it for the moment. Like, I know a lot of people like schedule schedule book reading or set it down and wait till the summer. Like, are you a summer reader or like a vacation reader or a holiday reader? Like, I have been all of those. I've been all of them. I've heard all of them. And right now, I'm enjoying the multiple book read. It's like, okay, yes, you got your summer reads. I've heard of that. I've enjoyed it. Holiday reads, I've partaked in that. Right now, it's book challenge reads. Like, I'm getting into my book challenge reads, and I'm enjoying those numbers go up. That's fun. I like the bit of summary that the that's animated. I like the summary of what you've read. I like that. I like the scrapbooking and the cataloging. And as I'm reading, I'm noticing, okay, I'm enjoying the vocabulary of it all. This previous book that I just completed, If We Were Villains, which was nothing like I thought it was gonna be. I kept waiting for it to pop out. I kept waiting for some villainous act. But I'm not here to talk about that book. I can speak about it later or either in the book club. That book has some robust vocabulary. So I'm enjoying seeing the diversities of the vocabularies in these books. So I'm looking closer at the vocabulary and the vocabularies in the books. There were like two words. I was like, okay, what's that? Okay, and then I take note or attempt to take note because it's happened before where I see a word and like, okay, well let's further see what this word is, and I'll either look it up on the spot or attempt to remember to look it up, and then when I've done that, it's like, okay, what was that word again? um, if you see Kira, she shows how she takes notes on what she would like to remember and her vocabulary, like what she takes notes on, takes notes with, sticky notes, index cards, highlighters, pens, pencils. So I begun to get my index cards and my pens and make notes, so that I can utilize these tools to bring forth what I would like to call when reading these books. And yeah, that's a we if we were villains is actually a close liking to uh, a book that I just recently put on my wish list, and it's a Shakespearean book. I don't know the title at the moment, but I was looking for a Shakespearean type book. Put it on my wish list, and then the book club is reading Hammer Time. Hammer Time Book Club is reading If We Were Villains, and Shakespeare was mentioned a lot in that, and the vocabulary was flavorful. Like I was like, like it was two words. It was one word, and then it was two words, and then I was like, okay, thank you for that. So with my book entry, what I did was create um, a vocabulary list for for the book, and I begun creating vocabulary lists and quizzes and tests for the books that I'm reading. So I think that's so coolio to get the gifts, all the gifts, ring it out for all the gifts that these books are bringing to us and handing to us on the silver platter that they are, and ring it out for all the vocabulary that it is. I saw that when I was reading, um, and I do have this on my list for currently reading. I love Under Contract by Nina High. Um, that there's a flashcard section. And you can click it to see the flashcards for your books in your Kindle library. And so it said, click for the flashcards for this book. It also had a notice saying that that feature was going to be taken away in November. So go and see, or click however you got your Kindle. Click on that. Okay, you go. When I was in my Kindle, it was like the three dots on your left at the top, and it shows like the book and not more about the author. And then it says flashcards. I think it says also before flashcards, it says recommend this book. And you click on flashcards, and then it gives you the option to click on the flashcards, and it says that you can get the flashcards to all the books in your library and be able to keep them even after the feature is gone in November. So see if you have any flashcards for your books in your Kindle library. I didn't have any flashcards available in mine, so I created my own. Not for Love Under Contract, not for Love Under Contract just yet. I did create a vocabulary list for If We Were Villains, and for the book I'll be reading in November called The Next Best Fling. I did a vocabulary list for that book and vocabulary quiz and a couple of quizzes and a test for the vocabulary list. So really enjoying the the whole book experience. And I just seen where you can share your book review in the book club. So I was like, okay, that's another way to share your thoughts. So that's a cool. I like that. I like that feature. So I'm thinking my brain is like, okay, now how do I share that? Like like I just did a a few book reviews, and for the Hunger Games, I think I wrote something, but for the most part, I'll just rate the book and I'll do my book review. If I do a book review, I'll do a book review on my blog. Um, with the book clubs and seeing that you can share your book review in the club and with the book review. So I'm looking at the book reviews, I'm looking at the vocabulary that we have to choose from to describe the books. I'm looking at all of that and I'm taking it all in and sopping it up with a biscuit. And I'm thinking, okay, how do I describe how do I describe okay, so this is where I'm at. Okay, with the when I'm finished with a book, because when you click finish, it goes right into would you like to write a review, and I sit some books I don't have anything to say, but with it being in the club, I'm thinking I can share right there. So with that in mind, I'm like, I know what I was feeling, what I was thinking. Okay, now put that into words. Like, okay, now how do I put that into words? Like, I was saying, okay, this is what I was saying after I finished uh, If We Were Villains. So I was like, okay, so the book was switching characters, like boop, 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 like this character talking, this character talking. And I was like, okay, which one is talking now? Which one is talking now? And then I was like, okay, now put that into words. Boop, boop, boop. I was like, okay. And then I don't think I wrote anything. I don't think I did because I mean, do I go in the club saying that? Like, do I'm trying to. I mean, I did word it. It is words. Do I just let it all hang out like that? Or do configure some words? And then I was like, just rated the book and left it at that. But I'm thinking I can let it. I I'm thinking I could have typed all of that out like that. Or yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm like trying to simplify it, trying to put it in the words that people can understand, but also be able to express myself and not filter or stagnate my feelings. So yeah, that's coming together because did take a couple of notes, and I did say something in the club. Like I did say something. Like like look, Gary, you said something. Yay. Okay, we said something. We said something. Okay, phew. Like, phew. Okay, I did something. I did something. So yeah, I'm getting it. It's all coming together. It's all coming together. I'm liking Notions. I'm really liking Notions. Um, that I'm utilizing. And that's actually helping me bring forth these creations. Also, update, crochet update, alert, crocheters alike. Listen up. Are you in the building? I did crochet yesterday. What? I crocheted and completed. Okay, and completed. Um, well, yeah, some cuffs. Some the cuffs that I was making to match the granny square vest that I created. I completed the cuffs. I had to sew them together. So what I did was the join to go method. I joined them. I sewed in the tails and knotted the tails. Woo! I did one cuff, completed one cuff yesterday. I just needed to complete it. The cuff was already made. I just needed to sew the sides together, join the sides together to create the cuff because I made it flat. So making it round so it'll be a cuff. So it was already flat. All I had to do was what I just mentioned. I did one yesterday, completed one yesterday, and I completed the other cuff the day before. So like that was a goal of mine that I had set out to accomplish. I said it was gonna be like a costume, like a cosplay costume for Halloween, and voila, it is complete. It is complete, and it's like a wrist. I have one wrist cuff and one um, ankle cuff, boot cuff, and I tried it on without the vest, and it feels warm, but because it's one cuff per limb, it's cool. I think if I had did both wrist cuffs, I would be sweating because the warmth is real. So it felt very comfortable and cool and exciting and fun to have the one cuff on uh, my wrist, and then have the other cuff on my ankle. And that's how they're made like that. Me making the first, I made the ankle cuff yesterday. It had more rows, so I thought it was gonna be a wrist cuff, but it wound up being an ankle cuff. It fits like a glove. Yes, it do. Yes, it do. And I put it on the opposite. So I had the wrist, I tried it on like that. I tried it on with the wrist cuff on my right and the ankle cuff on my left. And I thought that was pretty flavorful. I thought that was concur with the sweater vest. I mean, I haven't tried on the vest, but that felt good. Like I wasn't hot. Like you could feel the warmth on the wrist and the ankle, but like I mentioned, it's not overheating because it's one, so it's very fun. Like I thought it would be. That was my goal, to have fun with it. Create a Karai from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Um, Karai inspired cosplay, crochet vest and cuffs. Yeah, I did that. Check. Just give me my money. Yeah. Yeah. So to the crocheters, we like to hear the updates. So that's what's going on there. I'm so excited. Like, what? It's October 1st? No, excuse me. 30th. I thought 30th, but I said first. I was trying to let me take a breath because I'm so. This excellent. Excellente. Like, I met that. I met it and exceeded it. I exceeded it. I exceeded that. So yeah, if you guys have been listening, I have been updating. I do cap. Like I do what what uh what recap. I do recap. So some books don't recap. I do recap. I kind of was thinking like not to do recaps, but yeah, I don't mind recapping. So yeah, that was an update. That was actually an update, not necessarily a recap, but it's an update for the crochet project that I was working on for months now. If you look and see the vest that I posted up, and you can see the time that I shared that vest till yesterday. So the vest I was working on, and then uh, the cuffs are done yesterday. Everything is completed and ready to go. Like, you want it, you got it. So I'm having fun with that. I'm celebrating. I love the autumn colors. Having testing, 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 testing. Okay. So yeah, that's a fun update uh, for my crocheters. Uh, for my knitters, I haven't knitted because I've been thinking about that knitting needle on my fingers. Like, I'm really looking forward to locating my finger guards. Like, any suggestions? Like, am I doing this correctly? Like, am I supposed to be pushing the knitting needles at the tip? Like, I think I'm doing it right, but I can maybe do 2 rows, and that needle poking, and I'm using a acrylic needle. So I've been thinking about that. Like, is my technique the best? Like, is there a technique where you don't have to push the needle with your fingers? Daphne, as you being a knitter, do you use your fingers to push the needles, the tip of the needles? Thank you all so much for your thumbs, your support. I really am enjoying the support we have going on. Think about you all. Daphne, I was just thinking about you when I saw, hey, what it said? It said, hey, say something to your friends or something like that. See what your friends are up to or something like that. So I know sometimes in a lot of ways readers have their own way of reading. You might not be on these different applications and things, but you may be reading. You may not be on these applications, or you may not be updating these applications. So you could just be enjoying reading for reading's sake. So yeah, enjoy reading for reading's sake. You know, you may be reading your uh, paperback books, your hardcover books. You might not be on a device. Uh, so, however your reading format flows, do continue to enjoy your reading formats. Um, I'll see what else I shared on the community tab. Okay, so there are links in the description box and further details to what I've mentioned here in this live stream. Um, Looking forward to hearing from you via the community tab. that we've created. Give yourself a round of applause. Let me know what books you jumping into. Like jump in, like how it go? You remember the jump rope, the jump rope games, the run through schools, and the jump ins. Let me know what book you jumping into. Uh, and how you're doing things. Uh, what book you're looking forward to reading. Just let me know what's up. There are pages where I share books that I've read and links. So what I did new, speaking of new month, it's not necessarily the new month, but we getting ready. We getting ready. Like we winding up this month and getting prepared. We getting prepared for next month. So what I did was I linked the books in the description box. Each book mentioned here has a link so that you can get your own copy. Your own copy from a local bookstore. So, yes, even though you're ordering online, it does go towards helping local bookstores, which I do love to hear. If you've gone to a local bookstore and enjoyed that experience, you know the joys of perusing the bookshelves in local bookshops. So do partake of the platter presented in the description box of the treats, not tricks. Or is it a trick? If I can trick you into reading, you let me know. Okay. So we got the trick or treats in the we got the trick or treats in the we have the trick or treats in the description box for the trick or treaters. How about that? How about a book for your treat for Halloween? Trick or treat. All right. So my bowl of candy is the description box below, or wherever the description box is on your device. It's in the description box. That's where the bowl of candy is. So do take a handful. uh, take as many as you would like of the books in the description box. That's the candy over here for the trick or treat. I know it's October 30th, but maybe you come back, circle the block. Like if you want to wait till tomorrow, you can. But here I am right now, so just put your hand in, enjoy those treats, enjoy those books, and you could be reading your next book tomorrow. All right. I've kind of felt like it was Halloween since October 25th. I just been holding on, waiting for you guys to catch up. It's like, can we get this started right now? So let me know what your holiday reads are. I've shared mine with you. Uh, and what's not in the description bar, you know, you can go further in with the link. So everything is on the description bar and the community tab. So do enjoy the treats. We're having a celebration, a congratulation up in here. We're having a celebration. So congratulations to those, and I do hope you see my congratulations to you. If you don't, because you didn't go to the description box, just remember to go to the description box so you can see that treat that I left to congratulations. So thank you so much for listening and partaking of the treats available to you in the description box. Happy reading, happy crocheting, happy knitting. What else? Oh, happy day. Hey. Oh, happy day. All right. Toodaloo.